Welcome back for those of you following along my little houseboat project. Today I had some ups and downs, some aggravation. I'll start off with the flooring. I just put the flooring in. There's a $140 flooring I bought, which I wasn't happy about because I went to Lowe's and Home Depot. I couldn't find the aisle that had flooring. Sometimes you can buy felt back linoleum in a standard size piece, like a 12 by 12, already pre-rolled, and it's cheaper than buying it per square foot. Well, I searched, I couldn't really find it. I was getting aggravated. I had lumber in the back of the truck. We had rain coming that day, so finally I had someone that works the flooring department. I asked them if they had any pre-cut pieces, and they said no. And she said your only option is to buy what we have on the shelf. And again, I was pressed for time, so they had one that was 99 cents a square foot. That was this one. It was on clearance. I told her, well, I need a 8 by 12. She said, no, that's not how it works. It's a 12-foot wide roll. I couldn't buy the 8-foot because the roll was sideways like this. So if I bought the 8-foot, and then my boards would have been going the other way. So I had to buy a 12 by 12 piece. And she said, you sure you want it before I cut it, because you can't return it? I said, well, if you say that's all you got, I mean, what choice do I have? She cut it. It took them a half hour to cut it. I had to go find a cart. Well, while I was finding a cart, on the way back to the cutting machine, I found the aisle that had the pre-cut pieces already rolled up. They had an exact 8 by 12 for $60. It wasn't the color I wanted, but it was the size I wanted and the price I wanted. I tried to stop her, but it's too late. She already made the cut and they were rolling this one up, so I bought it. Today, I done the layout. I done measurements as carefully as I can, and I messed it up somewhere. Apparently, I'm not a flooring guy. I done the layout and cut in one piece. It didn't work out for me. I wanted it being, I don't know, almost an inch off that way. Somehow I was shifted over to where I had a big gap on that side. I had a big gap here, a gap on the front corner, which means I would have had to make some really wide moldings to hide that mess up. So I decided just to cut it, 3 pieces. I'm gonna put a threshold here and a threshold in the bathroom. And originally I done a layout and cut out around these walls. Now, the walls were fine. That was my original cuts. My layout, that worked out fine. I don't know where the mess up happened, but it happened. I got the flooring in, waiting for the glue to dry. When I bought the glue, it was $4 for a bucket. It's a felt back glue. I believe a Henry 170 is the model of the glue. I never use this glue. I was gonna buy just like 2 small containers. I decided to buy a gallon. On the gallon jug, it said it covers, I think, 200 square feet, and I figured, well, I've got less than 100 square feet. I got about 92 square feet of flooring, less than that because I cut off my cabinets. So really, probably in the 80 square foot range. I use almost that entire gallon for 80 square feet. So I'm glad I bought a gallon. Now another thing I've done on my floors, I left my wall plates. My wall plates are 1/8 inch higher than my actual floor. You can see it right here in the corner. I left my wall plate stick out. That wall plate is a treated 2x4, whereas if you follow on the build, my wall studs are 2x3s, which is 1.5 by 2.5, and a 2x4 is actually 3 inches wide. It's actually a little less than 2.5, but on the wall studs. Anyway, that left me almost a 1 inch perimeter all the way around the walls. That's an 1/8 inch higher than my floor. I left that intentional. My theory was if water spills on the floor, a little bit of water, it's going to hit the ramp and it's not going to go up under my walls. That was kind of my theory behind it. And I'm thinking about running some Dynaflex to seal it, but I don't know if I really want to seal it, because if I have a wall leak, if I seal it, I'll never know I have a wall leak until it's way too late. And when I mean a wall leak, like say a window frame leaks, or I get a puncture in the exterior and rain gets inside the wall. If I seal it with Dynaflex, I won't know about it. The walls will just hold water. That's it. So anyway, that's what I've been fighting with today. was this. And also I made some more mistakes. I started to build my shelf. You can see I got screw holes now on my wall I need to address. I didn't have the right lumber. I was getting aggravated with it. It just wasn't working out for me. So I tore it all back down. I had some strips of wood, 1 inch by 1 inch treated wood, and my shelf went all the way across. It dropped down an inch outside the window, went across here, up there, and almost to the AC. You can see where I stopped it. And I built it. It was 6 inches out. See my screw hole, and that's when I decided to stop. I kept splitting the 1 by 1, and I tried pre-drilling holes, and it wasn't working out for me. I was getting so aggravated because of another issue I had. It got really hot in here today, and I'm gonna explain that in a minute. But basically what I was building was right here was gonna be a pantry. It was gonna be, I don't know how many inches, but it was gonna be big enough to store dry goods. So that's gonna get built at a later time. Let me one-hand it. My pantry was gonna be 24 by 16, a 24 by 16 pantry right here. And this side was going to be a shelf for storage, and all the way to the front was to be a shallow shelf, maybe 4 inches deep right here, just to put little knick-knack things, you know. In my mind, that's going to work out great. I was excited to get the deck cabinet done because I wanted to do the cabinet before I put the flooring in. That way any staining or any mess I made drift on the floor, I didn't have to prep the floors or cover anything because it was still bare plywood. Well, it didn't work out for me. I was getting so aggravated with it. I tore it all down. That's gonna come at a later time. For now, I'm just gonna make my cover plates to hide that mess up. Storage is gonna come later. What's important now is just for me to get my trim done, get the interior functional, which is almost there. Because once the flooring's in and the trim's in, I can install the console, finish the wiring, the lighting, then minus the plumbing for the shower, which I don't need a shower right now. Even though I'm making this a shower pan, I continue to floor the whole way. I don't need a shower right now. That's why I stopped staining. My shower is gonna start from about right here. I can slowly work on the shower a little at a time. I won't need a shower till I do a big trip. For now, it's gonna be local trips, maybe a overnighter, maybe push a weekend. So I really don't need a lot of storage, like food-wise, like I was talking about. It's not like I'm doing a week-long trip. I thought about redoing this side of the cabinet, moving my breaker box, making my cabinet come out further. But I need that room for a cooler, an ice chest, like a 48-quart ice chest. So that's where I stand with the cabinets. The cabinets are gonna wait. Unless I come across a few dollars, buy some better wood that's more suitable for what I was trying to do, because what I was using just wasn't working out, you know. And I don't want to half-ass it. If I can't do it right, I'm just not going to do it. So I'm going to lightly sand these holes and come back with a Q-tip and just cover my stain. Or I may dowel pin it, get some small dowel pins or golf tees or something just to fill it. It bothers me. I've done that and I couldn't complete it. It bothers me, but I'm moving on. Part of the reason I was really frustrated, it was really hot in here today. It was 96 outside. Normally that AC keeps up and keeps it 72 in here. I leave it on 70, and by the time it gets to the front wall, it's about 72, 73 on this front wall, you know, but it's countable. Right now it's 70, 72 on that front wall. Nothing to complain about. The issue I had, I bragged on this little fan. I bragged on it so much. Still warmer in this bathroom. It's 77 right now. Well, while I was working with the shelf, it was just really hot in here, and I pointed the temp gun at this wall. It was like 88 and 90 degrees in this bathroom. I could feel the heat radiating. When I pointed up here, it was 150 degrees because of that dark cover on that fan. So if you're not using the fan, it develops a lot of heat, and it was overpowering the air conditioner. The heat was just radiating in here. Like in this area, it was about 100 degrees right here. and it was getting cooler as it was getting down. But it was bleeding out in here, and the AC was just trying to do its thing, sucking out hot air and turn it back to cold air. It was doing all it could do. Now, I'm insulated very well for the size. This little 6000, I praise it. It's not even sealed. You know, I can see daylight through there and through here, but I praise this thing because on a 96-degree Fahrenheit day, this AC maintains around 72 in here, 70 to 72, pretty good. And I've got a lot of windows. You know, once I make shades for these windows, it's going to be even better. I haven't done it yet. But yeah, I was suffering in here, sweating, and that's I don't mind sweating. But the purpose of all this insulation, this air conditioner, is so I could work in an air conditioned space and not have to sweat. I could work out of weather. So yeah, I quickly made a foam cover. It made a tremendous difference instantly. I felt a difference. So what I'm gonna do on top of the roof, I'm gonna build probably an aluminum box that goes up and over. That's still gonna allow me to open this hood and close it, but it's gonna stop direct sun contact on top of this shaded cover. I wish that lid would be white. Maybe it wouldn't have been so hot, but it was cooking in there. It was 150 in there. I can't change it. It's on the roof. It is what it is. So I think my best option for that is either to keep using the foam board, which I don't mind making a nice foam plug that fits it. I don't mind doing that. But what bothers me is that 150 degree heat is probably hotter inside there. Now that I put this foam, the heat has nowhere to go, so it's probably cooking that fan. It's probably not good for it. It's getting hotter than 150 in there. I'm certain of that. So that's something I'm gonna have to address. I'm gonna build a nice aluminum box on the roof, a shroud to cover it, and I'm actually gonna make the shroud extend further. That way I can leave this open even when it's raining. That way it's not gonna allow water to get in. That's something I'm gonna work on. It's not a big hurry of mine. Like I said, my next step, build the trim. Tomorrow I have a job to go on as far as I know. I'm gonna build all my trim pieces, put my trim pieces in, and then I can install my console and the rest of my electronics. Once that is done, I'm gonna address the 18 barrels on here I have to pull off. I'm not looking forward to that day. I'm gonna try to do all 18 in one day, but I don't know if I'll be able to. For some of you that know me, y'all know I'm kind of disabled. I mean, I'm not on disability, but when what did I do with my towel? Left it somewhere. What I mean by disabled, since 2017, I'm only cleared for light duty work. So I mean, I'm not helpless. I have to work at my own pace. No one is gonna hire a guy that's on light duty. I mean, down where I live, light duty almost doesn't exist. A company will provide light duty. If you work for them and get hurt on the job, they'll provide you with light duty for a little while until you can get back on your feet and get better. It just so happened the company I work for, they didn't want long-term light duty. We ended kind of on bad terms, and I kind of had to retire. So that's why I do these floating docks on the side for income and side jobs. And I mean, you got to do what you got to do to survive. We all have bills to pay at the end of the day, and I can't get a regular job. That's why you don't see too many videos of me working. It's a struggle for me to do anything, and I'm not looking for pity or sympathy here. I'm just stating the facts. You know, so if a guy that's kind of disabled can build something like this, I think you can too. I'm very limited on what I can do and how long I can do it. I have 4 damaged discs in my neck, which caused permanent nerve damage to my extremities, which means my arms, my legs, my hands. Most of my problem is if I anything above chest high, if I have to hold my arm up to do it, I can't do it for maybe a minute. So if I have to hold something up, I'm limited to a minute, and I got to stop for a little while. I just lose all strength. I'm not saying I'm not strong. I'm very strong. It's just I'm very limited on how long I have that strength for. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. I ramble. I just wanted to let you guys know what I was up to today. I did make progress, and I did have some downfalls. I had to backtrack with my cabinets. I almost wish I wouldn't have started, because I don't like the fact that I have holes in my walls, which is really not a big deal. The wall's still structurally sound. It bothers me that I started and I couldn't finish it. I don't have the right lumber. I even got pencil marks that I'm gonna have to come back and get rid of now. But because of that clear coat I put on here, pencil marks come off easy. That clear sealer. When I get more progress, I'm gonna post up. I think I've done a little video on my 12-volt lighting. I did test my 12-volt lighting system, and it works awesome. I love this little touch red and white light. I didn't think I would like it. It's just enough red at night to where if I was operating at night, it's not gonna blind me, and I can still see outside and I can still see inside. The white is pretty bright. My 12 volts unhooked right now. I temporarily hooked it just to start testing things, and I did install my 2-bank battery charger. I still need to vent this, but I've got enough room for 4 batteries max in here, and these are just lead acid. It'll be a while before I can afford lithium, because I'd already purchased this charger, which was 140 bucks a couple months ago, and then about 2 months ago I figured, well, I'm gonna try out lithium. I was gonna buy two 100 amp lithium batteries off of Amazon. I believe they're about 700 bucks. But then I learned I need a special charger, and I just spent money on that charger, and it was past my return date. So I said, well, I'll just upgrade to lithium later, because lithium, you don't have to vent it like you do lead acid. It's a lot safer. But yeah, down the road, later on down the road, I'm gonna go with lithium with a battery charger. I still haven't even touched my solar. I've got 400 watts of solar. I got 3 100 watt flexible panels, and I got one 100 watt non-flexible panel. That's what I have for now. I still need to get a solar charge controller, wiring. So basically all I have is the panels. And right now I have 2 of those deep cycle batteries. I do have the funds to buy a third battery. One battery is going to be for the starting battery for the engine, and I have I forget what it's called. It's a relay. It'll come to me in a minute or two what it's called. But what it does, when my starting battery gets full, it transfers anything past 13.2 volts of starting battery. It transfers to the other 2 batteries from when my engine's running. That way my engine can handle 3 batteries. And then of course I have the 2-bank battery charger. When I'm plugged in the shore power, my 2 house batteries are going to get charged if I'm plugged in the shore power or generator. I did test my generator the other night. I have an older pulsar generator. I thought I was peeling up, but it's not. It's my little ramp I made. Anyway, I do have a little it's a 2300 watt surge 1800 watt continuous generator. I like it and I don't like it. It runs the air conditioner and the battery charger and the light, but that's pretty much all it can handle. But it's very quiet. It only weighs 50 pounds. But when the AC compressor kicks on, it surges. The light shuts down and comes back on, but it runs everything fine, besides the fact that the light goes out for a split second. And I did install my USB charger, and it's a little crooked. I kind of wish I would have put it higher up here. Can't move it now because there's a 1/2 inch hole or 3/4 inch hole in this wall, so this has to stay here. I plan on building a shelf all the way across under the window right here. But that's a 3 amp USB 12 volt charger, and I'm gonna put another one over here by the TV. I still got to figure out what I'm gonna do for the power plug for the TV. The TV is a 12 volt. I've got to find I got to identify the DC pin size that it needs and get a connector to where that another USB charger like that one is gonna be mounted somewhere right here, because my powered antenna is USB powered. My TV does have a USB power, but I'm not sure if it's enough milliamps to boost the signal in the antenna. It probably is, that's what it's designed for, but I'm gonna have a separate USB port for the antenna. And my TV isn't that great. It's a 19-inch 12 volt. The button is thick. It's very hard to do anything on the TV, but it's better than nothing. It'll work for now. Alright, I'm in this video. I've talked long enough, but as you can see, I'm making progress. The floor isn't the exact floor I wanted, but it's what I got. I wanted something lighter, and honestly I wanted my ceiling to come out lighter than it did, but it is what it is. And my little cheap RV lights from Amazon, they're just warped up. I thought it was because I had sag in my ceiling. I don't have a whole lot of sag in my ceiling. It's the light itself. There's no place back here to put a screw. The screws are over here. Yeah, it's cheap Amazon. I think 20 bucks for 5 or 6 of them is what I paid. And I've got the same issue on the bathroom one. I'm fine with it. And I was talking about fading, sun fading. This is yellowing from sun faded. I had these lights in a box on the sailboat just sitting there for past year. But I'm good with it. They're very bright. See y'all in the next one. Any questions, comments, concerns? Lay them down. Thank y'all.